professionals and head to confessional. And once I'm in the booth, I feel real congressional. Welcome to the episode. Please like and subscribe. Don't drink and drive when you can smoke and fly. Soaring so high into the night sky, reaching for the stars, but they landed on a moon pie.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Awkward Intelligence. I'm Intox along with
BDot, baby.
And look who's back, folks.
You know
Constantine.
You know it.
Constantine in the building, man.
Yes, sir.
We tried to get it done for the 100th. Didn't work out. You know what I mean? But we're back for 104. So let's do it.
Yeah.
You know
Come
what I mean?
back to see y'all.
Yeah. I went to U-Haul and seen your name on the list. Say
Helping people move, right?
Yo, had to. You had to.
Yeah,
You was storing that.
Nah, actually, that just came up. It just came about.
Good
I was
shit.
like,
Good
oh,
shit. Nah, that was good.
You know
That was
what?
good.
On the
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah.
On the fly.
Mm-hmm. See me on one of them U-Haul ass, Constantine, with the paragraph.
Yeah, that episode, that last episode we had, what was that, 91, I think it was?
Yeah.
That episode was a big episode, man. There was a lot of people was tuned into that.
Yeah.
They liked the ideas. They liked, the conversation was intellectual. Just the whole thing was just, you know what I mean? Because, like,
Right.
different, like I said, we've had my mom's on, we've had, Black on, we've had Mr. Prim on, you know what I mean? And everybody has Pops on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coach, right? So it's like
Yeah.
everybody brings a different perspective.
Kick
You know what I mean?
Slam,
Yeah.
Addy,
Right.
man.
But like
Beatty.
the conversation that we had, like I said at that time, was like it was like, you know what I mean? It was epic.
The
And it
people,
was like
yeah.
everybody was like, wow, he knows a lot of shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yup,
And it was like
yup.
yeah, so it's like it's not just, we didn't feel like we was carrying the show. Actually, in a way, I felt like you carried that show and we was just there spectating.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a way, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No,
So,
absolutely.
And that was good, and it was like good to hear those perspectives. And
Right.
something we've talked about, off camera and stuff was, when you don't have an outlet to talk, it's hard for you to get these ideas put together, and you try to say things to certain people and they're just not receptive, and you know what I mean? Da-da-da.
Right.
But that's what Awkward Intelligence is about. It's about trying to come together, have these conversations, and figure out what's going on, and just be open to the ideas and things like that. So,
And I'm glad I could be, if I could be that connection for you, I'm glad for it. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
you're just another perspective. You know what I mean? Which is awesome.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because a lot of times too, is we're on here saying a lot of things, and there's a lot of people out there going, well, where did you get that information? Or who'd you do that? Because they're not doing their full research or anything like that, But at the same time, it's good to hear some of these same perspectives come from somebody else who actually can have a little bit of information behind it and say, here's where that comes from, or here's where I got that. You know what I mean? So that it's not just us going, I found it in a book, or I read it in a podcast, or whatever.
Yep.
So it's like someone else can say, I have this information too, or something similar to it, and here's where I got it from.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's kind of a confirmation. It can be a confirmation.
Yeah.
It can be a different, it's just different perspectives like we talked about last time. And this is a cool conversation I think we're going to have today.
Absolutely.
So 104.
Yes,
Glad
sir.
you guys are here.
104, baby. Damn.
Yeah, we're over that hump.
100 and some change.
We're over that hump.
For real, man.
Yeah, that's crazy, y'all.
Been a long time, man. It's a long journey.
Absolutely, yeah. 104
Long journey.
episodes for y'all. That's crazy.
And we still
really think
moving,
about it.
though.
Right.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
There's still a lot to talk about.
Right.
There's still a lot we haven't talked about.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And like I said, if you're up on the episodes, you see where it's going. You see what I'm saying?
Yep,
You see where it's
absolutely.
going and what we're talking about, and you know what I mean? I'm like, we'll start off with that. Maybe since the last few episodes or whatever, or as you've seen the journey since 91 to here,
Absolutely.
that, it would be cool to hear a little bit of your perspective and give the people that that they can kind of feel that.
Y'all are in it for real. Y'all are in it, and I think that's the thing is people are waking up to it, and that's
Right.
That's always a good thing. This is, like you said, this is an outlet. It's another outlet. But also the benefit of it is it's not like a regular, like we talked about this last time. You go on YouTube and you find these outlets and it's somebody just regurgitating the same thing.
Right. Over and over and over type of shit. Or they're on whatever's happening at that moment.
Right. Where for y'all, you watch the episode and it's like, oh shit, these are just normal people. These are just real ass individuals, right? That you can connect with. And I think that's something that makes it special. It's just not
Appreciate that.
It's nothing planned. It's nothing that's, you know what I mean? It's nothing that's just designed to pop off to the masses.
Right.
It's just having a conversation at a table.
And that's the thing is we start the conversation. We have some things in our heads we want to talk about because there's local events and things happen regionally that are happening on a daily basis. So we want to get into those sometimes. But a lot of times, if you notice, like you're saying, we just end up talking about normal everyday shit.
Right.
But our perspectives and a different perspective than what most people would notice or see.
Yep.
You know what I mean? A higher level perspective.
Yep.
And try to, like even with the driving we talked about, like in the last couple episodes, it's like, that's a perspective that a lot of people don't even pay attention to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so, sometimes, and then we just had fun with it. You know,
Right,
like some of
right.
it was being fun, but not all of it was being, crazy and stuff like that. Some of it was us just being fun.
Right.
And just, this is my perspective when I drive, Does anybody else feel like this?
Right,
So-
right.
But yeah, so little things like that. And then the spirituality and then, our abilities and powers and you know what I mean? It's like our intuition is getting better.
Right.
Our telepathy is getting better. All these things we're being upgraded by all these light codes. They call them solar flares, but they're light codes.
Right.
It's pounding us with fucking energy and light,
Yeah, yep.
And as a soul, you're sucking that light in. Your soul, I guess your soul is almost like a black hole per se. It's just pulling information.
And it's crazy you say that, right? Because there's this whole theory, right? I was watching this theory on it. I studied this. I used to do what's called sun gazing.
Yep.
Right? When I was really tapped
talks
in,
about
I
it,
was
yep.
into sun
sun
gazing,
gazing.
right? And
Gotta do that.
one of the things they talk about is your pupil. And that's
Okay.
why you should sun gaze.
Right.
Is because your pupil is a black hole.
Boom.
And so what does it feed off of? The main star in the solar system.
Light.
Right. That's why
Yeah.
they tell you don't stare at the sun.
Don't look at the right.
They
Look
don't
at the sun.
want you
They
to
don't
learn.
want
Right.
you to,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not
Don't
saying go
look
stare at
down.
the sun and,
Right.
and screw yourself. But,
Right,
but
right.
you know what I mean? There's a certain time for
But you're
it.
right. But a lot of
Yeah.
things we're learning is when they say don't do it, it's probably because they're hiding
They
something.
hide something.
So we're learning that now.
Exactly.
See, before
Exactly.
we would go, like I'm with you. When we were younger, they would tell you not to look at the sun, and you'd be like, I can't look at the sun. I can't look
Right.
at the sun.
Right.
But now I look at it, and then I go,
Yeah.
okay, shit. Like it's tough, but it's like you can look at it. though.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
Like,
the more you look at it, it gets easier. But also,
Right.
it's the same thing. Like you take yourself and you put yourself in a room for a couple of days. You depressed, down on your luck. You trying to get out of your funk. The moment you step outside and you look up and you just feel it, why you feel better,
right.
right?
Right. What is that? You're like, what is that?
Right. What is that? Right. And it's the same thing that we talked about the last time. Like that's how you're supposed to do. You can read the Bible in two different ways, and they tell you the answer.
Right.
The Son of God is the Son of God. It's not an actual physical being. The Son.
The Son.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
Yes.
the
It
Son.
giveth and it taketh, right?
Yes, talk to him. Let's get it.
Yeah.
It's the sun, folks.
Yeah, that's why.
Sun worshippers, in a way. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you really study religion, you notice that's the thing. They all either moon worshipers, sun worshipers. You even have worshipers of Saturn, right?
Right.
Like there's different. But if you really think about it, like that's why he is the Son of God. Because if that motherfucker turns off for 3 weeks, we all done.
Right.
That's why Jesus had 12 disciples. Yet we got 12 zodiac signs.
Right.
We got 12
and
months.
it's right, and it spins
You know
in
what
the
I mean?
zodiac. Right, we've talked about
Right.
Right.
I think a lot of people like the part when you had a lot of the zodiac that tied in. Yeah, they love that.
Absolutely. Because as you study the stars, you study the heavens, you can plan out everything on Earth.
Because actually, after that episode too, because I did have my chart done. I had my chart done a little while before that, so I went back and looked at it.
Did you?
And I had to
Yeah,
like,
good
I had
shit,
to
bro.
reread it
Good
and go
shit.
because you had said the moon is like who you are naturally or something like that.
That's
It's-
what everybody perceives you as.
Right.
It's,
Okay.
It's your cover. It's
So
your
I
book.
So
You
I
know
had to
what
go
mean?
back and read what my moon was and go, wait a minute, like what's going on here? You know, like get
Right.
some more insight on that. But but it has the whole thing. It tells you, each
Yeah.
one. And so I was able to read each one again and go, okay, you know what I mean? And it's an actual chart where I had to put my birth time and everything in, so it gave the exact, and that's what I told you.
Right.
I sent you the link. Matter of fact, yeah, that's a link. I can probably get you the link too.
Yeah.
I found a link. My sister had sent me the link, so she's the one who had I think it was last year, probably like September last year is when I did it.
Yeah.
So when we had talked about it, I remembered it was there, but I had to go find it. And it's in my photos, but I got to search it out.
Yeah.
But it's in my photos, and so I reread it and was like rereading it in the context that you had given me. But you were the only one that had said that. I'd heard that in different ways.
Right.
But it helped me go, okay, if he's telling me this and I've heard this before, I need to read what mine is and figure it out. So that gave me a moment to go do that. That was cool.
That's good shit. Yeah. And you notice. Let's get it. And you notice how like every planet is in a certain degree, and that also determines what is going on. You know what I mean?
Because that's based on energies that are pulling and pushing and right.
Like
that's why it needs your time of day, your time and everything too.
You have to have that.
It's got to be precise.
Because you got to know where the heavens were aligned when you were born, and that depicts on how you fell here and what made your soul.
That's the splash, right? That's when you got the splash down,
right? Because we all came from the heavens.
Because that,
was here before we decided to come on the physical. Like that's
what we were talking about last week when I was saying the whole grandmother thing, how you were in your grandma and you're kind of signing down, right? And it's like, well, I'm with it. Other people, nobody commented. Other people had commented and said, well, what about the father? And I was like, I didn't talk about that side, so we can tie that in this week and say, well, the father is the key. So he also has a piece as well. I get that. It's the same thing. I was just trying to explain it from one side of how you're in your mother, because everyone's in their mother. You see what I'm saying? That your mother was also inside your grandmother with you, and then it's like you see how it all, you know what I mean? And so, but your father also is doing the same thing on the other side, but he's bringing the key to bring you in through that portal. You know what I mean? Your mother's the portal. You got to find the right key to bring you in.
And this is why the woman bears the child, right? Because God, if you really look at it, right, Adam was in his comfort zone in the Garden of Eden. He could have stayed where he wanted, and he could have had everything, and he would have been fine. He would have lived for eternity, right? But Adam needed a partner, right? So and you have Eve, and there was a woman that was made before Eve. We won't even dive deep into that.
Lilith,
right, yeah, Lilith, right. And what did Lilith do? God made Adam and Lilith equal. Lilith didn't like the fact that God was telling her, "Hey, worship the man worships me." This is the
hierarchy,
right? This is the hierarchy of how it works, right? The woman bears the child, because she's the one who decided to get Adam to step outside in his comfort zone. Not that was wrong, right? Not that it was wrong for Adam to step out of the garden, because Adam, in fact, if he wouldn't have stepped out the garden, we wouldn't be where we are today, right? You know what I mean?
We wouldn't have went through creation.
So, right. So it was smart to do so. But that's why she bears the curse of having to bear the child, and having to bring in the next life.
Well, there's because there's always what do they call that? Shit. It's like there's always a consequence. So, like I said, we have free will. We're doing what we do, but we realize everything has a consequence, though. You know what I mean? You can free will all you want, but if you want to drink all day, you'll eventually drink it away. You know what I mean?
You are right.
So you know what I mean?
We both been there.
And we both been there, right? So it's like, so that's the thing. So it's like anytime you're doing any of that crazy shit, you know what I mean? You got to think about, there's always consequences. So it's okay that the women have that consequence, but the thing is what they don't realize is that's the portal. You are bringing people into this world. And we've talked about this.
It's the most powerful thing in the world.
We talked about this on past episodes where we said, come on, like that's a portal. You know what I mean? That's a true portal, but we don't think about it like that. Because there is a spark of life that happens. So there's you come through that portal, you know? So like, here's the thing. When we're on that side of the portal, we just walk into it. You know what I mean? And then we just wake up here as a baby. You know what I mean? With our memory wiped. And
we talked about that on the last episode.
Looking into the damn light.
Yeah,
we talked about that on the last episode. Right. So you are the, the woman is the gate.
She's right.
You know what I mean? It's crazy when you really think about it. And then if you really think about, like, a lot of the stuff I was talking about on the podcast, we can get really deep to simplify it. Think about it from this concept, right? So religion teaches you that you got to pray outside of yourself.
Right.
So this is how I was raised by my grandmother, but my grandfather is the one that pulled me to the side like, hey, Let me teach you what she's really telling you about.
Right. The true meaning of that.
Yeah. And if you really think about it, right? So think about it like Grand Theft Auto, right? It's a video game. Think about the person who made Grand Theft Auto, right? You just hop in a body, and these kids are playing online and can do whatever they want. They got free will. They can do whatever they want.
Yep.
But as the creator of that game, are you not going to play it yourself? You're just going to sit back and watch. Now you're going to
You'll put a character in there somewhere, right?
Yeah. That's the concept that my grandfather taught, is you don't need to pray outside of anybody. You are God, just like I am God, right? We are all pieces to the puzzle. We're trying to figure out what we made.
Right.
Take it back up.
And how do we become unity if we're not?
Right. The kingdom of heaven is within. That's the secret, right? You control it. You are the key to heaven.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if everybody's on the same page, shit.
That's that collective consciousness. That's what we're building back right now. We're building that back.
Absolutely.
In the world, is we're building it back, and part of it is this. Putting this energy out there is helping others somewhere else.
Right.
You know, and then they're able to have these conversations with someone else, and eventually it spreads and spreads and spreads. And we're not the only ones, but we're one of them. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're one of them. It's like we're echoing some of the same things that the rest of the collective is echoing.
Right.
You know, and that's done on purpose. You know, it's the purpose of things.
Right. It is.
So, yeah.
It is.
We're finding that now.
Yep. And that's also why they say heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Boom.
Right?
Bomb droppers.
Because as somebody who's learning this knowledge, it's so easy to take the easy way out.
At this point, right?
Like I told you, one of the things my grandfather taught me when we would have these conversations is everybody comes knocking on that door. Not everybody's let in, but everybody comes knocking on that door. But this is the key. The majority of the people that get through that door, that are let through, they want back out.
Right.
Right? Because it's like...
Right.
It's a lot.
Well, that right.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Because that's the thing you keep hearing in the spiritual community is we all came here because it was hard.
Right.
But because it was so hard, we knew we could do it.
Right.
And that's why we were like, we're the only ones who can go.
Yeah.
You do what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like so we came here with a vast knowledge already. But when we went through amnesia, you see what I'm saying? That made us feel like nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But we got to experience that to understand what that is, because that has to do with like empathy and all these different things. You know what I mean? So it's like the empathy part is I don't want that for anybody.
Right.
I don't want that for anybody.
Right.
I want everybody to know what I know. Right. Because then we could all be better off.
Right.
You know what I mean? But because there's so many people who've been lied to, poisoned, and through food and air and bullshitted chemicals. You know what I mean? Damn,
Right.
I am fucking up. I just knocked it off. I just fucking smacked the shit out of it. Oh, see how the world talks to you sometimes?
Some people just stuck, man. They stuck in their ways, man.
Yeah. But that's programming, though.
Right.
So you can unprogram that. The thing is they got to be willing to unprogram it.
And that's the thing also we talked.
Stuck, man.
Yeah, but we also talked about this on the last podcast, right? So
crazy.
Yeah, but that's the people or the ones who are in power who have control, right? They want you standing on that right wheel because they don't want us to figure it out. But also in the same sense, like we talked about on the last podcast, it's not for everybody to figure out in this lifetime.
Right.
But as somebody who is a martyr, who's figured it out, and I'm like, bro, if you just listen.
Right,
we can make it all better, but you calling me crazy.
Right.
It's the same metaphor for Jesus, MGK,
Right.
JFK, right? They had a certain group that were like, yeah, I'm behind you. The people in power were like, oh, we got to stop that.
Correct. Too much.
Right.
Yeah,
and
it's
at the
too
same
much, too
time,
fast. Yeah.
Right. And at the same time in their lifetime, you got others who were judging MGK or Martin Luther King, or you have others who were judging, casting stones at Christ, right? Saying he's crazy. Don't listen to what he's talking about. But the moment he's crucified, he's put on that cross, and the higher ups get him out of here. That's when the whole world is like, shit, we should have listened.
Right.
We should have
Too
fucking
late now,
listened.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why these martyrs, their stories, they keep going. You know what I mean? Even after that.
And that's the whole loop thing that we've been living, is they were able to keep creating different worlds and then just put us in the same game and run it again.
Right,
and we would fall for it every fucking time.
Right.
Until now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until now.
Yeah.
Until we finally figured out the game, and we were like, oh, wait a minute. And then once we figured out the game, we started changing it. And once we started changing the collective, there was nothing they could do anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's where we're at, folks. You see what I'm saying? And we're, like I said in the last show, we're the farthest in this game we've ever been before.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Look how quick he was to agree with that. It's not like he goes, wait a minute. You see what I'm saying?
No,
But
you're right.
You see what I'm saying? Because and the way you can tell is look at the world.
Yeah.
Nothing
Look at
is
everybody.
nothing is the way we, you know what I mean? Nothing
Yeah.
is normal anymore.
Yeah.
That tells you we're somewhere we've never been.
They're scared. It's bomb. Hit that shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We're in the age of Aquarius. They had so much control for so long. You know what I mean? And now we're in the age of Aquarius where you could pick up a phone and you could change somebody's life just off of a quick 5-second video. You know what I mean? They scared of that. They
Right.
scared of that.
Yeah. Because we were able to take their technologies, which is all monitor and control. That's what all this is. All of this is monitor and control. We just have to be, but we took that and used it against them and monitored and controlled them.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? That's where we're at. You
Yep.
know? They weren't ready for. They didn't know that was going to happen. They were like, look at all this control we're going to have. But that's the same control we have too. That's the thing they didn't realize.
Exactly. And the scary part is, if we don't figure it out, we're going to have another reset. The COVID shit was just a test.
Right.
Oh, a reset is coming.
Oh, yeah.
A reset,
They're going to try.
A reset
gonna
happens
try.
every time. I mean, you really study history. You look at the last
they're
age of
gonna try.
Aquarius, right? You look at the last time, Atlantis.
That was Atlantis.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So yeah, we beat the game,
Atlantis,
folks.
what it-
Come on, how dare you?
So
See what I'm saying?
you really look at it.
We talked about that too.
If they're going to reset, history rewipes itself. You know what I mean? And everybody's stuck in the same, trying to figure it out again.
Yeah, because I had a rant a while back where I talked about that, where I said, you know, everybody agrees that we had resets. Everybody agrees we've had ice ages, we've had floods, we've had all these different things. We have great fires, whatever, meteors, asteroids, whatever you want to call it. I said, but nobody agrees on how we rebuilt or didn't. That's where we don't agree.
Yeah.
But once Atlantis was destroyed, it never brought back again. We're on Atlantis right now. That's what all this landmass is.
Yeah.
This is Atlantis.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's the old Atlantis. We're just built on top of it. That's what's underneath us, folks.
Right.
That's why they're digging all this stuff up, because they're trying to find the ancient text. They're trying to get to the stuff because they know it's there. You know what I mean?
And that's also another reason why, like, it's more important now than ever. We've already had 4 resets.
Right.
If you really study religious texts, there's 5 of them before the kingdom of heaven comes. And we about to hit the 5.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah,
That
we definitely
last
hit
trumpet
5.
is right there.
We're at the end
right
zone.
there,
We're
yeah.
at the end zone. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing everybody's talking about now, because that's my latest rant yesterday was faith.
Yeah.
And it's like they've destroyed our faith in most people's society have destroyed. They don't have real faith. They have destroyed faith because the way I look at it is they've been telling us the end is near since they were born. Since everybody was born, we've heard that.
Yep.
Right.
And that's why nobody believes it.
Right.
Because we've always heard it.
We've always heard it, right?
But you have to know the signs. That's what they always told you.
You gotta know.
You got to know the signs. And so the signs didn't really start showing up until the last like 10 years.
Right.
Really showing up. Not fake ones and bullshit that they've probably been portraying to us to make us think we're confused. See what I'm saying? They confuse you.
Yeah.
So you had to understand where the real truth was, and that was hard to figure out when they were lying to us the whole time.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
now we're there, and that's why the faith now is so strong. When I tell people, I'm like, where's your faith? Like I'm telling you stuff, you think I'm crazy. That tells me you have no faith.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's because you've lost it. You can't even believe anything anymore. You've lost all your faith at this point. That's how I'm looking at it. That's how ranty I want to get about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I mean, it's always been a big thing for me. Is because like that's the most important thing to do in life is to search for the creator, right? And the mass majority follows a book,
Right.
You know what I mean? But you really got to dive into that book to really understand. But that's the reason why they pull God, out of the schools. right?
Right.
And you really talk to the younger generation, a lot of them are smart. A lot of them are on the spiritual wave. So maybe it kind of bit them in the ass. But that was the plan, was to pull God out of the school system.
Well,
That
God
way.
works in mysterious ways.
Yeah. There you go. Yup.
Sometimes the things that we think are evil are really just teaching us something else.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
So-
even though it might be evil, like we said the last podcast, you turn off all these lights, you flick that one thing, the light is
Right. The light still shines.
The light still shines.
Right.
You know what
Can
I mean?
always push the
It
darkness
can
back.
always push the
shine
darkness
it
back.
up.
So if you really,
Bone droppers.
So yeah, definitely. That's a big. But that's what I'm saying. You know, it's like faith. It's like if the signs are there, you're studying, you know what's going on, because now we're learning most of those people who followed the book didn't read it.
oh yeah,
That's what we're learning.
Yeah.
Because if they read it, they would understand everything we're saying. We're just not saying it in the way they understand it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's
Yep.
the confusion.
Right.
That's the conscious level that doesn't match.
Right.
They're programmed to hear it a certain way.
Right.
And when you say it differently, they reject it because they go,
Oh,
that's
the
not what
church
I
told
heard.
them.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, that's not how I heard it.
Right.
And so it's like, no, I'm trying to explain the same things.
Yeah.
It's just not the way you were taught. It's taught a different way, you know? There's more to it.
Absolutely.
You know, you gotta look, like you said, parables, you gotta look into these things too. You can't just go, oh, it's just right here. It's like, no, that's surface level.
Yeah, that's surface level.
You gotta dive in there.
That's why they call it the greatest story ever told. Right? Because you can read it, you can really read it, or you can read it, and you're going to figure out.
Right.
And then if you also mix history and everything into it, you really start to see. I mean, think about it like this. So the dude who, King James, that's why we call it the King James Bible. It's
the version, right.
Right? It's not that that King James made the Bible. He translated it into English, but let's look back. Let's really study history. Let's
go.
look back, right?
Let's go.
So let's look at what the book before King James translated the Bible. What's the book he wrote before that? A book on demonology.
Right. I did hear about that.
You know what I mean? A book on demonology. Yet this is the man we trust to translate the Bible.
Dang.
No.
Right. That's why they said a lot of satanic stuff is in the Bible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a mix. That's what he did, was he mixed stuff in there to like tell the way he wanted it told.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. And these people are smart. They are smart. They are well above.
That tells you these bloodlines, man. They've been out here.
Yeah, they've been out here.
Yeah, they've been out here, and we're the ones with amnesia, not them. You know what I mean? That's why they're playing the game.
Yeah,
and we don't know how to play it.
They're long thinkers. You know what I mean? They plan shit well along.
Yeah.
Hell of time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We just playing shit for like the weekend or the, you know what I mean? Like for the bills and shit like that.
Yeah, they're looking out.
Then we cut off.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing when you look back at anything. You know what I mean? It's like we've talked about, just looking at like the medical system. 100 years and it's never gotten better? Wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute. Why has it never gotten better?
Right.
That's telling you it's not for what it's for. That's what it's telling you. It's there to just patch you up, keep you working, and to steal your organs. That's what it's there for.
It's like
You
a
know what I mean?
Band-Aid.
Right. It's a Band-Aid and to steal organs. It's an organ harvesting situation. That's what's going on. That's what the whole hospital system is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And that's why when the Christian church really got involved, you look at it in a period of history, especially for American history. If you look back when it was going on, all these witches' doors, and they calling them witches, and they demonologists, and they worshiping different spirits. No, they needed to get rid of these people, right? They needed to get rid of these people to implement their plan, because their plan, like the pharmaceutical industry or just like any other industry, it's all to make money, right? And if you teaching people something that they can go in their backyard and grab, and we can't make money off of it, you know what I mean? Let me outcast you. It's like if you study Nikola Tesla. I'm sure you study Nikola Tesla, right? Yep. So Nikola Tesla and what is it? Thomas Edison. They were both
Thomas Edison. Okay.
right. Okay, so the electrical system that we have that we live off of today.
AC.
Right? Yeah. Thomas Edison's idea. Right? Yet Nikola Tesla found free energy. And they were so scared of this at that time because we living in a time where the fire department's coming big, the pharmaceutical industry's coming big, right? If you creating free energy that doesn't harm you, and you can light every building in here and you can touch a socket and it's not going to burn you, boom, take out the fire department.
Right.
You know what I mean? Boom, take out the hospitals. So these people were smart. And what did they do? Same thing with a martyr, like we was talking about before. Same thing they did to him. They made that man look like he was crazy. Like you really study his, I mean, to the point where he went crazy himself. You know what I mean?
Right. And so then you look at like modern times, and we've seen celebrities and different people fucking look crazy, and you gotta go, why is that happening again? You see what I'm saying? So it all starts to come together. You know, when you you bring those. That's why you got to know the history.
Yeah, you got
see where, like what you're saying. They did that to them then. What do you think they're doing to them now? Same things, making them look crazy. You know, making up stories and fucking doing shit, and that way you're believing it because it's what's being told to you.
Exactly.
You know, it's not your fault per se, but you should know the difference between real and fake information. But the intuition wasn't built. They didn't. They don't build it in us.
Right.
They tell us to suppress it most of the time.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
oh no, don't worry about that. You know,
Right.
It's like, but my intuition is telling me something. You know, it's like, but we don't start developing that until we get older because no one, as we're kids, no one's telling us to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not, like you said, by taking spirituality out of the schools, we're not even thinking about any of that anymore. It takes it out of all of it, like you're saying, you know. But I think, like we're saying, it gave people moments to step back and go, what else is really going on out here? Because early on, that's what got me out of religions in my teens, man. I just looking at it and I go, these churches are out here preaching and doing all these things. Nothing changes.
Nothing,
And they just make money.
Yeah.
And I'm going, and here's the other thing. I worked in mega churches.
Yeah.
I did their sound systems.
Oh, really?
I built their their broadcast department.
Okay.
You know, and ran the wiring and did all the connectors and put the screens up, and I did all this shit in these places. And I was like, yo, they spent $800 million on this building,
bro,
and everything that goes with it. Okay. And then, you know what I mean? And then I'm going this and that, and then I'm going, man, all this we built a money room. It was a money room. We built it. We put the speakers in. You have to put speakers in for sound so people can't like sneak in and listen. There's like certain speakers you got to put in the ceilings that create like a and it's a constant, and it just stays on, and so the room becomes like a quiet room. So anybody trying to talk, you know, talk in is going to get static. But you can say what you need to say in the room. You know what I mean? And do what you got to do. You don't even hear it. But it creates a force field around. So sound, right? Crazy, right? You know what I mean? Frequencies, energy, you know what I mean? But yeah, so working in these places, and I'm going, man, they make too much money. And this is later on in my life. But I'm just saying, so I saw all this throughout my life of all this stuff, and I'm like, churches don't seem to be doing anything good. For the whole. I'm not saying they're not doing anything good from their community or whatever, you know what I mean? They're probably contributing, I'm sure. But I'm just saying, if there's all of these everywhere, why are we still homeless? Why are we still this? Why are we still all these different things? You know what I mean?
You got a big cathedral all these people could sleep in, yet
whatever.
You know what I mean?
At this point, all the money you're making, you could pay for everybody to live. At this point, you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like if they all came together the way they're supposed to.
Right. And it's crazy because as a child, I noticed that was fucked up as a child, and I don't know if everybody else sees this, but like as a child. And I guess it's just being raised how I was. But being in the Catholic Church, and then you got the pastor coming around with a bucket and asking for money from everybody. And everybody's so quick to throw money in the bucket, yet you look around and you see these big cathedrals and all these beautiful paintings and the buildings in tip-top shape, and your home don't look like this. The fuck are you asking me for money for, bro? Like, you know what I mean? I should be walking around with a bucket asking you for money, like at this point.
And that's what I'm saying.
No,
where's the help coming from if that's what they're doing? So I mean, you start to really, I mean, and these are things I thought of, you know, more now than then, but it's because of watching all that. You know what I mean? And doing all that and going through all those experiences, I can now tally it up and go, wait a minute here. You know, it's not always what you think it is. And it's like,
absolutely not. That's why Christ ain't have no church. Christ wasn't a pastor at no church. You know what I mean? He wasn't trying to make money off of nobody. It's free knowledge. You do it out of the betterment for your people, right? Because as a collective, you realize that we are all one. That's you know,
and if we're helping each other and building with each other and we're all gonna have. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's like we do with food. You know what I mean? If I make some food and there's 5 or 6 of us, we're all gonna get some of this. You know what I mean? Everybody's gonna get food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? And even
It's like
sometimes,
you're feeding your family.
you know, and then sometimes you go out places, you know what I mean? And motherfuckers will be like, you know, you be getting some food and shit, and they'd be like, nah, I don't want nothing. I'd be like, bro, just whatever, man, get something.
Right.
We'll figure it out, bro. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, not, you know what I mean? Yeah, not everybody got it, we know. But that's the point of hanging with good people, because you can still have. You know what I mean? That's how it works. You know what I mean? Don't misuse it. You know what I mean?
Right. Don't take advantage of it.
Right. We all collectively work that way. You know what I mean? And if we're all doing, it's like when you have it, boom, you do some shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Cool.
You can't take the money with you.
Yeah, you know?
You know what I mean? You buried in that box in the ground, ain't nothing coming with you, bro. So shit, make it while you got it. Make the world a better place.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? That's all it is. That's all it is.
Man, look, speaking of that, you know what I mean? I respect my elders and shit like that, you know? You know, I speak to them, you know what I'm saying? So so the other day, right, the elevator opened up. I'm waiting for the elevator to come down. So the elevator opened up. There's an older gentleman on there, you know. I spoke. I said, hey, are you going down? Hey, this motherfucker just looked at me and looked away. I'm like,
don't talk to me, motherfucker.
Right. Yeah.
So then I said, hey, how you doing today? The motherfucker looked at me
Again?
and looked away.
Wow.
And the elevator just closed. I was like, damn.
And you're on the elevator with him?
No.
Oh.
I'm waiting for the elevator to come down.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But he's on the elevator, but he's going down. But I needed to go up.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So
you just kept talking to him. He didn't say shit until it just closed.
I was
okay,
like,
now I get it.
damn.
I thought you was on the elevator with him.
Nah.
I was like, oh shit, just standing next to this dude.
I
He ain't
said,
saying
damn,
shit,
man. Yo, you couldn't speak, bro?
Right. Wow. But see, that's where the moon juice taps into you, right? Because it helps you realize, like, yeah, you could be that. You could be the asshole, and you could get that negative energy right back. But for you, instead of the first time you noticed that he didn't speak to you, you still went to go speak to him again.
Exactly.
Right? You still wanted to be the bigger person, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I acknowledge you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it
And that's
acknowledge me back.
Right. But that's
all.
As a conscious being, right? You know that lesson. You tried it. You tried to give it to him twice. He ain't want to learn it. Hey, bro, it wasn't for you to figure it out. That's why he's gonna come back here, and you gonna have to do it all over again, because you ain't want to just be the same person you are now, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I got you.
Don't
Don't take it personal, man. Don't take it personal.
Yeah.
I did for a moment.
Yeah,
what I'm
you know
saying.
he did.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You could
You're
tell.
gonna.
I was
Yeah,
hot.
It hit
Yeah,
you.
you're
I
gonna.
was hot for a minute.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
right.
damn, that's you know what?
You'll feel it. You'll be like, okay, all right, I get it.
Knock your ass out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You
But I
could
was like,
turn.
you know
You could
what?
turn up, bro.
It's cool.
I came a long way.
It's cool.
I came a long way. Anybody?
I
who-
did my part. I spoke.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I spoke.
You gave yours. Nothing came back. It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I lived the majority of my life being that person that would just react. You know what I mean? Like, if you just case search me, you could see all my charges. You know what I mean? I used to flash out. But that's it, and it's hard to change and be a better person. But also at the same time, that's what the world needs right now. That's what we need.
That's how you know the world's changing. Do you know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah.
Because the thing is we were sent here to be warriors. That's what we were sent here to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the thing is they confused us with the street shit and all these other things. That was the distraction.
Yeah.
That was where they put your energy.
Yeah.
Because they could have put your energy elsewhere and it would have worked somewhere else. You see what I'm saying?
Droppers.
Nice.
Bang, bang. Yep. Yeah.
But that's how they've misused us. That's the whole. That's the going against humanity shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is they got us fighting each other and killing each other, which was never supposed to fucking happen
At all, bro.
Yeah. So that's the satanic part. That's the crimes against humanity shit. That's the trafficking. That's the the child stuff. It's like, you know what I mean? All that was never supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And because that happened, that's why we're here. You're now realizing all that shit was going on the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah, right.
But that's what they have to tell you what happened, though. They have to disclose it.
Yep.
That's what the deal is. You know what I mean? That's why you're seeing what you're seeing.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's crazy, like, if you really think about it, you always know something big's gonna happen when everybody's in an uproar about something, and then all of a sudden something big happens that's got the masses, the people who are okay with, they don't even realize they're in the right wheel. They're just okay with it. Scrolling through social media. Like, that's the thing, like this whole Diddy situation. Not saying that Diddy wasn't wrong. That motherfucker was wrong. Pac told you many years ago he was a fucking weird motherfucker. Nobody wanted to listen.
Nobody listen.
But why are they exposing him now?
Right.
Right?
Right.
They can't use him anymore. He's old. He's not, you know what I mean? And also they need a fallout guy. They need a distraction for what's about to fucking happen.
Right.
They need y'all to be so caught up in this bullshit that way you don't
Not
even
seeing
notice
everything else,
what's really going on. Right?
Right. It's always a distraction.
I think a big thing of it was the election. Right? Like, I'm not somebody, I study politics, I study it all, and I don't think any president has ever been there for us since JFK. I truly believe everybody else has been a puppet.
Been a puppet, right.
And then plenty of people before him were a puppet. I think he was an accident.
Right.
That's the same reason why, I'm not saying I agree with everything he says, but I know he's for the people. My man Donald Trump.
Well, here's Well, that's the big
and it's
argument.
not like I'm a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. Right. I'm in the middle, right? Both sides fly from the same bird. They just wings on the same bird, right? They gotta exist in order for the fucking bird to fly. But that's the mistake. They thought this motherfucker wasn't ever gonna make it when they put him on the stage with Hillary, right? And then they thought it was a fucking joke. Oh, he ain't never gonna make it,
right?
And then he did, and it's like, oh fuck, oh shit,
and he got in
and
there
he's
and
telling
saw what was
all
happening.
our secrets,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he doesn't need us. Unlike any other president that came before him, he doesn't need our money. We can't attach no strings to this motherfucker. Right. We can't Pinocchio him. We can't make it to where he can't fucking cut the strings and cut us loose. And you know what I mean?
Right.
So he's just...
that's why they're panicking.
Yeah, yeah.
They're panicking right now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then they couldn't pull the shit off that they did with the last election because we was all in the pandemic. When have you ever seen an election where they're on national television telling you, hey, looks like votes are caught up, 10 p.m., everybody go to sleep, we'll figure it out for you the next morning.
Right.
That has never happened.
Right.
Right? And then you see that we not in a pandemic, we not trapped in the cage, and the election happens, and this motherfucker wipes her out by a lot.
Right.
Right? I mean, you got states like California, who you would thought were fucking full-blown liberal, blue head, you know what I mean? Gender doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Voting for this motherfucker.
Right.
People they realize they starting to see, oh shit, something's going on.
Something's changing, right? Something's happening
going on.
And that's what I've been telling people, that he's just the puppet. He's the puppet that's there now. But the thing is that it's like, if we believe that there's possibly clones, okay, they're all fighting for power. So that's why you hear different things from different ones. If you look at them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you'll hear a certain thing, and then you'll go, oh shit, that's okay, that sounds right. And then you'll go, what the fuck did that just do?
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
So it's like, I think there's some of that going on too, where they're fighting kind of amongst each other too. You know what I mean? There's something weird going on with that too.
I truly think this dude is, and I'm not. I just think, and he's a fucking asshole. He comes off as an asshole, right? But I truly think that he is just there for the betterment of people. And then, like, not to go back, like, if you really study history, this is the crazy part. We were talking about Nikola Tesla. One of the reasons why they feared Nikola Tesla is because he made free energy. He also made the world's fucking death machine, right? Something that he hit a
death ray.
Yeah, right?
Of some sort, right.
And then also, the motherfucker, he made a time machine. Like, he knew time. He figured out time.
Right.
And, like, you really study, I think we talked about this last time. So you study when Nikola Tesla passed, who got all his shit?
Trump's grandfather.
Yeah, his great-grandfather.
Yeah.
And then you realize in the 1800s, you know what I mean? Nobody knew about this book before, but then you realize in the 1800s, there was a book called Baron Trump, Great Adventure. What's Donald Trump's son's name? You know what I mean? Like, it's...
Yeah, there's a lot of
shit.
uncanny right. It's like, it can't be coincidence, right?
Yeah, no. There is no such thing, coincidence.
Right.
You know
it
what I
can't
mean?
be a coincidence,
There's
right?
no such thing as a coincidence in anything in life. I'm a firm believer. I don't believe in coincidences.
I'm with you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you can connect, that's the idea. That's the whole point. They were left there as clues.
Right.
These are all clues, and as we're looking and finding and figuring out, we're getting the information.
Right.
That's the clue that unlocks another memory.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then the conscious level jumps up again.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And everybody's conscious levels, you know, because as all of us are learning and growing, we're also learning and growing the collective. So, you know what I mean? So as we're passing this information, you're getting the information like we talked about, and then it just grows. And so that's the thing. And our conscious levels just keep going up and up and up and up. And that's how we start knowing all this shit.
Right. Right.
Because then something I'm able to just grab it. You just didn't grab it yet.
Right.
That's all. You know what I mean? And so I grabbed it and I'm going, okay, here's what I'm doing. And you're like, wait, how did they know that? You see what I'm saying? It's like, I just grabbed it before you did.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yep. No, you're right.
Because we're out here searching, we're thinking, you know what I mean? We're those people. It's like, who do you think were the great philosophers back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
They weren't just those one people. There was many others that you never heard about. That were out there saying all kinds of same things they were probably saying. They just weren't the ones that are in the history books. See what I'm saying?
That's why they call it history.
Right.
His story. His story,
There
right?
Bomb drop it.
Bang, bang.
There it is.
His
Circle it back for
story.
you, right?
Yeah, that's why they want to control these books.
And
that's why history is so boring, right? Because you're not really studying the truth.
Right.
Like when I go,
It doesn't feel right.
Right, like when we, man, I'll tell you, this is how you know history's fucked up, right? When you study history and in these books that they teaching to these kids, and they talking about Egyptians, right? And then they talking about they Egyptians, like you would think they from India, right? Yet they're fucking African.
Right.
They're all black. like, come on, bro.
Right.
Like, well, who you lying to?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then turn around and teach you slavery.
Right. Yeah.
That's your culture. Not Egypt. You know.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. So
absolutely,
it's crazy. Yeah. But that's a big wild part too, is you can take that back where you look at the Americas, right? We were all tribes before they came and fucking conquered and became the U.S. You know what I mean? So it's like, we're all from here. That's why there is no story. They can't tell our story because they don't know it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they have to give you a story. They have to tell you what they did to you. And all these different that's your story. It's like, no, that's not our story. You know what I mean? And if you've listened to the episodes, I went to the Native American Museum, remember? And it's like they tell you right there. They're telling you exactly how they conquered the lands.
Absolutely.
And how they shaped people into reservations and put you in these places. And then I go, and you don't see the difference between Israel and Gaza right now? You don't see how Israel
that's a big thing going on right now,
pushing their way in and put them in these little reservations and called them, that's your free space.
Right.
It's like, it's the same thing that happened here, folks.
Bomb droppers.
look at history.
Yep.
But you got to piece it together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
really
I mean?
do.
Yeah, because
You
it's like
really
you're
do.
saying, they're not telling you the whole story. You got to read the other stories and have some other backstory and put it together with this book. And, oh, shit, now I got something. You know what I mean? You're not getting that from one book.
Right.
You got to study a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
you got to study. You got to read a lot. I mean, that's why there's certain books that were taken out of the Bible.
Correct.
You know what I mean? They don't want you to know the truth. And it's, as somebody who studied mythology, like it's crazy. One of the Noah's great grandfather, Enoch, I told you, like that's the book that I'm like, damn, everybody should read this because if
That's
you
the biggest
read it-
one. When you look at like alternate, if people look up like books not in the, canon or whatever, most of the time Enoch is the biggest one that comes up.
Yeah, because you think about it. I mean, they wanted to take this motherfucker. They didn't want you to know anything because he gave you all the secrets. He told you the way it was, the way it is, how it's going to be.
Right.
He tells you shit that you aren't supposed to know. And yet we worship one particular individual. And I'm not saying he's not the one to worship, but there's many prophets, and he's one of them.
Right.
I mean,
Well, that's the thing. It's a book of prophets. You know what I mean? That's really what it was.
Yeah.
Or, whatever the story. It was the stuff that we needed to pass to us to get us to spark our fucking brains.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's all it was. It was the artifacts. They were just moving the artifacts forward.
I mean, like we talk about speaks in parables. He tells you, don't worship me. Don't worship me.
Right.
The kingdom of God is within.
Right.
You have the key. Don't pray to me. Don't
Right.
worship me. I'm you. I'm literally you. But the confusion is they want you to think that this motherfucker is outside of yourself.
Right.
Or that you can't be this person. They put him on so much of a pedestal. That's why they want you to think that God, the creator of all this, is outside of yourself. No, you are God. Right. You have the same ability.
Same spark. Same idea.
Droppers.
This is why them angels fell.
We're a fractal. We're a fractal.
Yeah. We are.
We're a fractal of that. Yeah.
And this is why them angels fell. Like, you study mythology. Learn about, like I told you, I'm Greek. So my big thing is Greek mythology, right? You learn about Zeus, but yet you learn over here in Egypt they had Osiris. It was both gods of the same thing, just, you know what I mean? Just different names.
I think that goes with what we talked before, where it was like when you talk Lemuria, Atlantis, they all had different names at those different times, but they were the same character over and over.
Yeah, because language changes.
Right.
Language changes. But they were all fallen angels. They weren't. You got God and you got little gods. They were just angels that decided to fall because they wanted to be.
They wanted to try
God.
it.
Yeah. They wanted to be a god.
Yeah. But they didn't want to come in like us.
Right.
They're like, no, we're just going to go down there and take it over.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, it's like you said, it's kind of like the developers came down and just started playing the game themselves.
Right.
And then didn't tell us any of the rules.
Yep.
And so how fast could you control the game? Right. It's probably pretty quick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From a perspective, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
By changing, by, like I said, by teaching our kids something, by turning generations into whatever, you know what I mean? Over a generation or two, what could they do? You know what I mean? And we've seen it.
Yep.
Now we've now seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen what they're capable of in generations.
Absolutely.
You know, because we've been there now. Yeah. We're at that age. You know what I mean? We've seen a couple of generations now.
Yeah.
You know, and we're more wise about it at this point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking like my father wasn't talking like this at 40. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? He was just into cars and into his shit and into racing and you know what I mean? And you know, whatever, you know, into hunting and fishing and, you know, those were his things.
Yep.
He wasn't really trying to, I don't think, too intellectual. You know what I mean? Like, to a point. You know what I mean? I'm
or
sure.
Spiritual. Not intellectual, was spiritual.
But that's what I'm saying.
Right?
Yeah, like a spiritual intellectual. You know what I mean? Like a
absolutely.
spiritual, and that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? He wasn't really talking like that. Like, he didn't, I think his background was Mormon. I think his background was Mormon.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But like he didn't, like he was, you know, he didn't like even by the time I knew him, he wasn't even involved in that. But that was like what he grew up on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was his thing. That's where he came from. So like I said to him, he was just like, I'm that, but like I don't talk about it. I don't need to talk about it. I have my beliefs, and I just lived like that, and to each his own, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And that's all he. That's pretty
how
much the spiritual that I got from him. That's really he wasn't really that dude. He didn't really talk about a lot of that.
Right.
It was just like I said, other shit. And so, like I said, but my mom was Catholic. That's how she grew up. But she wasn't practicing. We never went anywhere and did anything unless it was a funeral. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But or a wedding. You know what I mean? If they did a wedding in the church or something, that'd be a big thing. We did some of those too sometimes. But yeah, so but we weren't practicing. So like she let me she would tell me, she's like, I just figure it out. Like I want you to figure it out from your perspective. And that's so from an early age, that's how I was looking at it. And so I did go to different churches. I tried a couple of churches, and that was because my cousins would go to church. So I'm like, let me go with these guys and see what they're doing or whatever, So I got a little bit of it as I was a kid, and I started to hear it. And the thing is hearing it from so many perspectives at that age, I wasn't ready for that. I think that fucked me up because I was hearing so many different things. Because I had, like I said, Catholic, then I had Christian, then I had one of my aunts was like a Jehovah's Witness, you know what I mean? And so so I'm hearing it from like all these perspectives as a little kid,
right?
And
who's right?
Yeah, they're all claiming to be right.
Crazy
they're all claiming to be right,
and I got a mix of them.
Yeah, they're all.
You know what I mean? Like growing up.
Yeah,
and you
did
realize.
too?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I used to work with a Jehovah's Witness. You know what I'm saying? He used to talk to me about this shit. I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They have so much conviction in that,
Right.
But they can't put that in the right perspective of it.
right.
That's the you know what I mean. That's the weird part of it.
Yeah,
Right.
And the crazy part to think of, they all right.
Right.
To an extent, right?
Right.
This is
They
what I
all have
said
a piece.
last time.
Yeah.
Every religion is 50%. I give them 50%.
Right. Right.
Because every religion has.
They all want to do good,
Yeah.
but a lot of it ends up turning very corrupt. That's the problem that I always had.
Right.
You know what I mean? That I would see. And so it was like that's what turned me off to it. I was like, this doesn't feel right.
Right.
That's just it didn't feel right to me. You
Right.
know what I mean? And that's why I just seeked it myself.
Right.
And then I just went my own journey after that.
Yeah, I grew up in a Baptist church.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. And that's a different perspective
Right.
than
Definitely.
everything I just said.
Right.
definitely. So it's like,
Yeah.
well, for me, I didn't really feel it.
It did right. It didn't.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
as a kid growing up, I was like, all right,
You was just there.
all right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
You just tolerated because it was what you had to do
Yeah.
at the time. You know what I mean? So you were like, I'll get it. I'll figure it
Right.
out.
You
Right.
figure-
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? The only time it moved me is like when they play the music.
Right.
And that's when there was a lot of other people start, you know what I mean? That's when they get all hyped.
Right.
Like,
That's
Seeing the Holy Ghost stuff? Is that, they do that stuff, the Holy Ghost stuff?
That's
shaking
'cause-
that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
music is powerful.
Yeah.
Right? Music is very powerful.
Right.
Think about what Lucifer, who we call Satan,
But the
what was
words
he?
don't
They
move.
said he was the
He was the angel of music.
music. That's what they said. I heard that. I heard that.
You know what I mean?
I heard that.
Because music
somewhere.
can speak to you on so many different levels. I can have this conversation with you 100 times, but I put out 1 3-minute song just speaking very little, and it hits you in a different way. You know what I mean?
It's a mood. It's a feeling.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely. It's vibrations, it's frequency, right?
Yeah.
And so it's yeah,
Exactly. Frequency,
Yeah.
energy,
Yeah.
vibration, right? It's
Everything.
all right there.
Everything is
Yeah.
energy. This is
Yeah.
why his name is
Right.
Adam, right? It's not
Right.
the-
Ooh, hello.
Droppers.
everything is
Everything
energy.
is energy.
Right.
Everything is energy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Keep that energy.
Yeah, you gotta keep that energy. Keep the energy.
What's everything made up of? An atom.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
and depending on the way it flows is depending on what it makes.
Yep. Yeah, that's why we stay balanced. The idea is to be balanced, and you'll have your positives and your negatives, but you got to know how to use them.
Yeah.
Without going overboard on any one of them.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And, you know, it's like anger and frustration and da-da-da is the crazy end of this side.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? And then you got the positive side where you're a humanitarian and you're doing all the crazy cool things.
Right.
And, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, it's a balance. And you just got to keep your balance and try not to go too far one way. And that's the idea. And then as you're vibing, the lower and lowers don't entice you as much. Yeah. You know what I mean? They just don't. You don't have the desire for it anymore. Yeah. You kind of just start losing the desire for shit. You're just like, I ain't even got time for that no more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
I agree.
You're right.
I agree.
Yep. I'm so past that I don't even want to.
I agree.
But that's the thing too. Did we have to wear it out? Maybe we did. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the burden. Is you get to a point where you wear it out and you figure, okay, fuck, all right, I'm good with that now.
Yep. And then it's also the burden of heavy is the crown, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Because it's also the burden as being somebody who's on that, right? Do you really want to indulge in that? But yet you see other people,
right?
Bro, you're better than this,
right?
So now you got to get back involved in it, to pull that motherfucker out, and you got to hope you don't get trapped back in.
Get trapped back in.
You know what I mean?
Right. It's all these different things.
Yeah,
right?
That's the model.
The complexity. Yeah. Complexity of that kind of shit. Yeah, man. Yeah. There's a lot. It's and when you really start thinking about it, because that's the thing. We're distracted by so much. You know what I mean? Like we talk about with celebrities and sports. And, you know, it's like we're so distracted. So when we have the time to think, and think about things, and you know what I mean? And so that's where I'm at right now is with all this information. And that's why we do the show and stuff is because it's like I'm just gathering and gathering and gathering. That's just who I am. I just realized that's who I am. I just, oh shit, they're back. Yeah, right. Oh shit. But yeah, so it's like that's the fucking, that's what keeps me going is pulling all of this together, right, and being able to do this. Yeah, because I feel like it's not going to waste. Right. Right. Yeah. I'm putting, and so like I said, it's the hit mark. It's also hit marks because it's like a year from now when everybody's going, yo, da da da, I'm gonna be like, go back and watch the episodes.
Go back and watch the episode.
You're gonna see it all come together, and it'll teach you more because you already have pieces now. You're seeing things now. Right. So go watch the episodes and you'll hear it.
This is something that's everlasting. Like even when you gone, not to speak on it,
right?
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's a legacy.
Those who love you, like those
along with the music and everything.
Yeah, they'll pass it down to somebody else who's going to watch it. You know what I mean? We can't do that with our grandfathers. You know what I mean? We can't.
We talked about that. We talked about that. We had a. Yeah. We said that. We were like they didn't have all this. Yeah, they're going to be able to leave so much stuff. And so that's the idea. It's like, you know what I mean? I'm going to leave my smear on the world.
Yeah,
go find it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Go find it. It's like a treasure hunt now. Yeah. I'd be like, yo, he did this one album? I'd be like, one album? He did all these albums? You know what I mean? Like, he did all this shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, they'll just be able to figure all, you're just going to, you are the archive. You're adding to the Akashic Records. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what we're doing.
Boom,
we're just adding
bam,
to the
you are the architect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, get that
bomb droppers.
Get that motherfucker.
I know. I caught the sound. He like bong pong. I was like, fuck, shit. It's too late. He already did it. I was like, shit. He already bong ponged. You know, they're like, fuck it.
His own sound effects.
Right.
Yeah,
I wasn't fast enough, my fault.
I know, right? We was entranced by, shit. Sometimes my mind gets blown too. Yeah. You know what I mean? Doesn't happen very often though. No, I'm just kidding. Now I'll be at home, same thing. Like I said, I'll be watching these episodes or different shit, and then I'm going, motherfucker. I'm like, I gotta tell everybody about this shit. You know what I mean? Right. And so like, it just clicks all of a sudden. Like somebody says some shit, and you're like, whoa, that just took me up a step. Right. You know what I mean? Like that just upgraded me right there. Yeah. You know? Yep. That's what all that stuff's just downloading. We're just getting.
You feel it.
We're getting information, man. We're getting information. That's why I said the light codes. It's coming down. You can see the Schumann resonance. You can follow the Schumann resonance.
No.
I think last time we might have said the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah. You'll have to.
I'll have to send you something on that. But the Schumann resonance is the Earth. It's the positive, negative of the Earth, right? Okay. It's got a balance.
Right.
And then there's spikes in it from when solar flares hit and more energy and different things. The sun gets brighter or whatever. Those different things will show up because that's more radiation coming in. Right. So that's what they're testing, right? And so there's graphs that people explain and they shoot, and it shows the shots where like it happened at certain times and and so there's people who follow that. That explain. I'll send you some stuff.
Yeah.
That will explain it, and they'll be like, okay, so this energy right here, and it's hitting your crown chakra, it's hitting your solar plexus. So some of y'all are gonna have stomach issues, and I'll be like, motherfucker, I got stomach issues.
Yeah.
And this shit happened last night. You see what I'm saying? Like some hit, they'll say some spike came in or something. Shit like that. You know what I mean? So that's what we talk about. Is those are the ascension symptoms, right? Is we're not getting them through flu anymore. Past that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Because who's talking about the flu anymore?
Right.
They tell you it's flu season, but who's really saying anything?
Right. That's because they made the flu seem like it was COVID.
They want you right. They want you to be in that mode, but we're not anymore. We're past that.
Yeah.
So we're not doing it in the flu anymore. So what we're having now is we're having headaches.
Yeah.
And we're having stomach issues.
Yeah.
That's the ascension symptoms that are happening to most people right now, and they're thinking it's other shit.
Right.
You know, so they're going to the doctor. Go to the doctor and get it figured out. You never know.
Yeah. And the doctor he don't got to figure it out.
And he don't got to figure it out. He's just going to give you a pill. You know, he's going to just go to your drug dealer and figure it out.
Right. Some long name.
Right, exactly.
Just go to your drug dealer and figure it out.
You know, because he was taught a book. In order for him to pay off that debt, he's got to pay off. He's got to follow that book.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. You take a pill that's supposed to cure one thing, but yet it's got fucking 20 other side effects.
So they got to give you 2 more for those.
Right.
That's how it works, man. Yeah. It's like, it's crazy. It's like, I've seen this shit.
I'm glad I'm not on no damn medications.
Well, you don't want to be.
Yeah.
So that's the idea.
I don't want to be. No long ass, them long ass names and shit you can't even pronounce and shit. Some people on medicine they can't even pronounce this shit.
I give you every seed and plant you need on this earth to survive.
Right.
You know.
There's a way to figure it out. Now the thing is, here's the thing. We've said this before. This is not medical advice.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a point when you got to take the pill to get on track. But don't ever believe you got to take the pill forever. That's something we've always said. You know what I mean? There may be a moment where your body is so fucked up because, you're fucking shit up. You know what I mean? We're out here having a good fucking time. You know what I mean? But you might be so fucked up, you got to take a few things and deal with what you got to deal with. But always remember, the goal is to get yourself back off those pills and into a better vibe. You know what I mean? Right now, you're in such a low vibe. You know what I mean? So.
Bomb droppers.
That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying.
That's it.
You have the power to heal everything yourself.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy when you really study like cancer patients. Well, somebody goes through chemotherapy and they.
When you cut yourself, you regenerate. What is that?
Right. Yeah. You have the power. Yeah, so you have the power to heal yourself.
What is that?
You are the creator. You were designed how they.
All we have to do is tap into that and figure out how to do it faster. If that ever happened to us again.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we just got to get better and better and better and better. You know what I mean?
And it's crazy because that's where the mind comes into play. Yeah. That's where the placebo effect comes into play. If you got cancer, and they did a study on this many years ago, or just let's say you got cancer, you broke a bone, right? I gave you one pill, but yet I'm giving somebody else the placebo pill, a sugar pill, right? But yet you find out that they still heal. Right? Because you told them that they're going to make it, yet you told the one you're giving the medication to that they're not going to make it and that they got this.
Different mind frame.
You know what I mean?
Mindset, right.
It's a mind thing. And that's why the fucking first line in any religious text is, you had the thoughts and let there be light. Right? Because your mind can create anything, just like his mind or her mind created everything that is.
Right.
Right? You were born with that same gift. This is why I made man in my image. Right.
Bomb droppers.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what we're figuring out with manifestation and It's but the thing is they're not going to unleash the full manifestation until we're ready. The thing is we have to understand this is where we're going. This is, you know what I mean? And that's what we've been telling people is our abilities are getting better. We're starting to understand more things. We're starting to feel more things. We're starting to, you know what I mean? Telepathy's coming online. You know what I mean? All these different things for people are starting to hear more things and and whatever. You know what I mean? So we see it in the world. It's coming together. You know what I mean? The thing is we need to develop it and stop letting them develop it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
We needed to develop it.
Yeah,
because they're stealing it from us.
Yeah, and you are your own creator,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like that's why you have to figure it out yourself. Also, in the same sense, is because this isn't you came down here in this body as the creator yourself to live the experience you were supposed to live in this body, in this vehicle.
Right.
And the moment you take that outside of yourself, shit, you're fucked.
It's a wrap.
Right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you definitely
Want another one, Bob?
we definitely don't
I'm
take
good.
care of ourselves. You know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
just that's what they say. It's like you fell out of love with yourself in
Yeah.
a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just kind of just don't give a shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then so it's like
Absolutely.
once you start to love yourself again, you're like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I need to be a little, you know, like they say, do you treat it like a temple or do you treat it like an amusement park? I had my fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I did what I did. I had fun. I'm not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some people who don't even have it together and they didn't do shit in their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, so I can look back and go, hey man, I did shit. I don't give a fuck about that no more. What I give a fuck about now
To the
is,
past.
my health.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the health is the wealth right now.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? The years that you can get, you know what I mean?
Dropper.
The years that you can get, that's the incredible crazy
You
part.
get
And I can
down
change
right.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can change that.
Telling you, man.
So
Yeah.
I'm on my little journey, man. I ain't gonna
Let's-
lie. I
Give
feel
us something.
good.
Give us something.
I know I'm
Ain't-
proud of you. I am.
Ain't too
I
much
told
to
him.
give, yo, but you know what I'm
told
saying?
Ever since, and that should be unlocking motherfuckers. Because
Yeah,
ever
for
since that,
real,
ever since
bruh.
that.
That's what I'm saying.
But this is what they used
he's
to
doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, because
That's what I told him.
because it takes you to a different level of consciousness,
Yeah.
right? And that's why it was illegal for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
But like you really going back on history, right? When civilizations were the way they were, you had everybody used to go out and take this shit and all sit together and talk the shit we're talking.
Right.
And then it became so scarce because the weather's changed that only the elders can take it. So then the elders would take it and you sit around a campfire and you listen to the elders speak, right? And then it became a thing where, oh shit, this is really getting people up here. Let's take it from everybody. You know what I mean? And
Start
now-
cutting it back, right?
Yeah.
But that's what we've talked about. It's like sometimes the things that they made illegal were on purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even though we
Yeah.
think they try to tell us it's for such and such or whatever, it's like, no, you're trying to take it away because it's something we need.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And you know what I mean? Just you got to read in, you got to figure it out. You know which ones.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's like sometimes it feels that way. You know, because like I
Yeah.
said,
Right.
like even now, like we say, mushrooms have come back. You know what I mean? They've
Yeah.
come back in a real way.
Mind you,
You
that's
know?
what we were speaking on, folks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They
I don't
came
know what
through
you're talking
slowly.
No, I'm just kidding.
You talking about nigga.
Right. That's mana in the Bible. It talks about mana.
You think
right?
it's mushrooms?
That's it's not what I think. I know.
Okay.
I
that's what I'm
know.
saying. That's what I'm saying. This is where you're
I
at.
know that
Okay.
was mana.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I
Yeah.
haven't heard it that way, but I've heard it a couple different ways.
Yeah, that was
But
mana. When they talk about shit
Okay.
fell from the heavens and the next day it grew.
All right.
It-
It would only be
What-
dew and then a mushroom, right?
right. Well,
got you.
yeah. What is that?
That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And God telling
See how
you
quick I put that together,
and
folks?
he even telling you to eat it
Right.
in the book. He's telling you to eat it.
Yeah.
And what Mario do when he eat a mushroom?
He grows. That means our brain grows, right?
Exactly.
I'm about to unlock some shit today.
Hey,
That's what's
Shit.
about to go down.
Good shit. Good shit.
I'm gonna unlock a level.
Yeah.
I'm gonna unlock a level.
Yeah.
I like it.
Got you thinking like, damn.
yeah.
Yeah, but see where where you see where he's been there.
Mm-hmm.
See what you're saying? I'm with you now. That's what I'm saying. Like,
That's great.
Yeah.
and then he's doing the fucking taking the what is it ashwagandha and fucking
Ashwagandha.
ashwagandha.
That's some
yeah.
good ass shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the
Shit
she
also
legit.
helps.
Shit,
Yeah.
legit, all
Yeah.
that shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. All
so
that
that's
shit.
what I'm saying. So he's got
Right.
some extra shit he's been
Nitric
working.
oxide.
In. Right, he's been
Yeah,
working
he's
some
been
extra.
telling
in.
me, oh, he's doing all this
Yeah.
herbal shit.
That's what I told
right?
him. I go,
That's what
you're
I'm
supposed to
saying.
be on this journey. You figure that part out. And then see what I'm saying? Something in that's going to come to you and you're going to work something out with that.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
you're going to be the expert and then everybody else can come to you. See what I'm saying? Because not everybody can do everything.
Right.
we've talked about. You know what I mean? That could be your thing. That might be your thing if you're into it. You know what
I
I mean?
said the same thing to him.
So,
I told you this the other night, right?
Yeah,
we was talking about this the other night when you kept talking about the social media and this and that and that. I'm like, bro, you really involved and you really want to go down this path of herbalism. Study that shit and use that shit that you showed me the other night and make a fucking blueprint towards it because you are the architect.
Right.
Fucking boom. You got it. That's your journey right there.
There you go.
It's something you passionate into.
I like it.
It's something that helps other people, and other people are willing to pay you for that information to help them. You know what I mean?
Could be worth something.
Right.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
In the bank.
That's what it is. It's to
That's
find
it.
something you're passionate about and just kind of lean into it. Yeah. That's what this is. You know what I mean? We wanted to have we had conversations and then we were like, why are we not recording this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, let's record this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's, you know what I mean? And then it sparks this and we're at 104 episodes. What the fuck's going on with your world?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. What episode you on, bro?
Right. How many episodes you got?
Right.
Shit.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably be on 25 by now. You know what I'm saying? Because we done told y'all to just start a couple times. You know what I'm saying? We said, hey, just go ahead and start. Just do it. Just do it.
Right.
Just go out there.
Right.
Jump out there, man.
Yeah. And just the goal that I always heard that somebody told me was just be consistent.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah.
that's why
Right.
that's why we chose
And
once
that's
a
what
week.
everything though.
Yeah, that's why we chose
Yeah.
once a week so that it wouldn't be a burden right away of like let's do a bunch of shows, you know. But we've grown into a little more, you know what I mean, and we're gonna keep growing. That's the idea. So
Consistency
so yeah,
is key.
but try to be consistent, right? And so that's what somebody always, you know, that's like the people who are doing videos. That's what they would say, tips, you know, like stay consistent and and then once you have a following, then you can kind of be a little more mysterious if you need to be, because the people will be there,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I said, but you got to grow that following first. So,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah,
we're on our way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's repetition. You want to be good with anything in life. Repetition.
We've
Do it
definitely
over
gotten
again.
better. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
That's what I said. Cause I'll pop in on episode 25 or something real quick and watch for a minute, and then I'll be like, "Holy shit, who's that guy?"
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Especially because my hair's different and shit too.
Okay,
At that point, so I can see my hair's different. So I'm a
so-
different guy from that point.
Right.
Like, so I'll look back and go, "Oh shit,
Right.
who's that guy?"
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally different me
Yeah.
than what I am at this moment. So yeah, so that's crazy.
Yeah.
Transform.
Right.
Yeah, I could see the transform. You could see the transformation through the videos, man. That's the crazy part.
And it's good for you. Right?
It is,
Right? Because
It's
a look
moments
back.
that I can go back to.
And then you going back to them and you're like, man, it was so simple. If I could have just
Right,
had that back
Right.
then, you know what I mean?
right. That's right.
That's
Exactly.
also the frustration part about
and that's the
it,
other
right?
part too. Is like I've said a lot of shit. I don't remember half of it.
Right.
Truthfully, I
right.
don't.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: sometimes when I'm talking, I don't know where the
Self-taught.
information's coming from.
Self-taught.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I
It's in
haven't
you.
pinpointed it myself. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't have a source of where I believe it's coming from, but if it's
it's
in
just-
there,
yeah.
it's me. It's coming from somewhere. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. That's what we tell people. It's like, then what is that? You know what I mean? Like, what is that?
We talked about that on the
That's
last
right.
episode,
That's what we
right?
always say. So
Right?
what is that? So like,
What is
like I said,
that,
so
right?
sometimes I feel like I just kind of let it flow,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not thinking about where it's coming from, and I'm just letting it go. So like I said,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes in a moment I almost feel like I'm not there. It's just going,
Yeah.
and I'm just watching it go.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden I'm back in the conversation and we're doing something else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the work of the creator.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
that's-
so by the time I go, 2 days later, I don't remember half the shit I said. 'Cause I was just channeling that
You
shit
was just
out.
Going in and you was in the zone. You
Right.
was
I was in the flow. Right. I
Right.
was in the flow. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Was you passing it?
Passing it down. Passing it down. But yeah, man, it be like that, man.
Yeah. It's the same thing with writing, right? Like you just
like
sometimes
Well-
you be so focused on and you write and it's not coming out right. But yeah, you just let go and you just let God. What do they say? Let go and let God.
right?
Boom. Holy shit, I just did a whole verse. You know what I mean? It's
That's how I am with my freestyle. Like when
Don't
I
want
freestyle,
to force it.
I'm not
I don't.
freestyle
No,
at all.
I don't. I don't remember.
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
yeah.
you just
I
go.
forget
Yeah.
what I'm
Just go.
saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then,
Yeah, I
like,
be coming up with some of the most clever shit I ever thought when I freestyle.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like the human nature in me is like, oh, I gotta articulate this.
You gotta be, yeah.
I gotta.
You gotta be a
write this
perfectionist.
shit.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta
yeah,
be a perfectionist.
yeah,
I got you.
Yeah.
You want to critique yourself.
Yeah.
and-
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. There's, like I said, there's certain people that are like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They, and like I said, I have a little bit of that and a little bit of just let it slide. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm like a little bit in between. You know, like I said, I'll get out there and I'll work some if I have to,
Right.
or whatever. But,
And you just yeah.
and I may not be 100% happy with it, but I was like, I'm happy with this moment, though. You know what I mean? Like, it captured a moment even sometimes.
Right,
And so
right,
you just
right,
got to be, you got to roll with it.
Yeah.
That's just when it has to happen.
Yeah.
But if I got time, definitely I'm going to try and write something a little more, at least get the notes down so that I know, you know what I mean? I know where I'm at. Because, yeah, I like to have more structure myself. Yeah.
And
I
that's
do.
just me judging myself.
correct.
Like we've talked plenty of times, and you're like, bro, I wish I had your gift, just how you just say
just,
what, articulate, and you just say, and
push
you
it
don't
out
care
there.
what anybody thinks. And it is a gift, but also I as somebody who realizes that, and the world sees me at that. That's why I judge myself when I write. I'm like, this shit got to be perfect, right? It's got to be perfect. I showed him some stuff a couple nights ago. He was like, bro, you don't even sound like yourself.
You don't. Now, I can imagine it.
Oh, so this is like newer
I
stuff?
can imagine it in a booth.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
imagine you don't sound like yourself. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh, like when his
don't-
rap style
Yeah.
doesn't sound like what he sounds like right
Yeah.
now?
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy. It's a different flow.
Gotcha.
It's a different, you know what I mean? Different sound. So you wouldn't think it's him.
Are we going to hear it one day?
Oh yeah. That's why I need to get up with you. That's why we need to get in here, because I've been going.
Yeah.
Cam
I
will
got
come
you.
down 3 a.m. He's like, bro, you are in it. And I'm just in there, just letting it all out. You know what I mean? And it's like I've got so many people that have been bugging me to just get back to it. I'm like,
I got you.
I got it.
So you've kind of got a spark.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because that's always been my thing. Like people like to listen to me. Like you was talking about using the podcast. Like there's so much shit I got up in here that I just need to get out.
Right.
And then with music has always been my release. It's just always been my way of getting it out.
Right.
On a simpler sense, because for the majority of the population, I'm too complex. The majority of them, like we was talking about Christ, he had a little following when he was alive, and the majority of them were casting stones. Yet after he died, people are like, fuck, I should have listened. This motherfucker knew what the fuck he was talking about, to the point where he's still praising him to this day. So music for me is a way that I can connect with people who I can't have conversations that I can have with y'all, right? It's just...
You can throw it into the rhymes.
Right.
Yeah, I got you.
I can paint an easier story for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this, like the song I showed you. It was a story. It was just something that I picked apart that I felt like other people could relate to. You know what I mean? It wasn't what was going on in my life at the moment, but it was something that happened, and I just
You're able
know
to
what
put
I
in
mean?
words.
Somebody else is going through it.
Yeah. That's one thing.
Somebody's always going through, you know what I mean? Like you go through stuff, you know what I'm saying, but other people go through stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So somebody's gonna feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Somebody's
idea.
go through the same shit.
Somebody's going through the same shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I always notice in music a lot of times when, like, that's I think why like growing up, I listened to a lot of gangster rap. That's what they would call it. You know what I mean? You got your, Ice Cubes, your Snoop Dogg's, your Master P's. You know?
Yeah, that was your generation. Yeah,
Snoop Dogg.
yeah.
I was all that stuff. You know what I mean? And all
Okay,
that. From
yeah.
like Snoop Dogg on, kind of. You know what I mean? A little bit before that, but you know what I mean. But kind of when they started coming together, that's when I really got into hip hop and everything. Started really getting into it and started understanding like, oh shit, there's like some artists out here. You know, like it's getting wild.
Yep.
And so, but yeah, so I come from all that Pac, everybody, right? And I listen to all that stuff.
Yeah, that was always my role model.
And so, but like the thing was, it's like you could always feel the emotion in the music.
Right.
And then we got to like early 2000s. They started mumbling and doing other shit. And I'm going,
Yeah.
I didn't
Jumbo
feel that in the
Because
music anymore.
That's when the music industry became in control, and they
Right.
realized like, oh shit, this is a problem. It's the same reason why, like if you really look at Pac was assassinated. I don't care what nobody says. That motherfucker was assassinated.
He went into the witness protection program.
You know, it like these.
The whole idea of him he didn't die. He just went into the witness protection program.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm torn
Somebody-
Because
on it.
I'm with you. They were
Self.
going to take him out. He was too powerful.
I'm torn on it. But even then, if you really think
powerful.
about it, like I don't think he would have went into the witness protection program, right? Because that's the same organization that's out to get him.
Well, there's a secret one.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a
Yeah,
secret
yeah.
one that's just for those kind of people.
Yeah.
Because we know that there's people, like you're saying, that are going to be assassinated throughout our time. If they have time travel, they know that. So at those times, they can switch them out. And we think happens, but and then they go into a secret program that where they become part of the alliance to take everything down. See what I'm saying? So throughout time, those people were being picked out. You know, Michael Jackson, you know what I mean? The different people were being picked out because they were, and who knows when they were actually taken out. At some point, their clone could have came in way longer before than we know. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we just think they died in 2013 when really they were probably switched out in like 99.
Okay, I see
what I'm
what
saying?
you're saying. You're talking about like they
it could be
might-
that too.
it could be- Yeah.
We don't know how
right?
deep this fucking clone game
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
And AI and all this different shit. You know what I mean? That plays into all of it at this point. You know what I mean?
Shit, we going on since
Getting
the
deep.
83s.
Right.
Shit's a small wonder.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. See?
You know, I was a little kid.
Oh, I
ain't
watched
even
DT.
fucking know.
I fucking watched DT.
And that's crazy. I tried to watch this shit, right? They talking about buy or rent it. I said, I'm not
Oh
buying.
yeah,
no
it's the only way
rent.
you can watch it.
I said, that's fucked up. So I watched the clips.
Yeah.
I watched the whole movie on the clips.
Well, what does that tell you? They're locking up the information, man.
Say not, yeah.
They're
facts.
locking up the
Facts.
information.
Facts.
Yeah.
They're making you pay for it.
I'm like, why?
Yeah.
When that's just
Why am I
Yeah.
gotta pay
From
for
the
this old
80s.
ass movie, man?
You know, it's episodes from the 80s. Just let them run, man. What the
Right.
fuck are we doing?
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, it's not even a big
You
show.
capitalize on
Right.
it.
Boy,
I think that's-
I got kicked back. Boy, I was chilling. I was about
Locking
to say,
up the
man, I'm about to
information.
watch motherfucking E.T., see what's going on.
You ain't never seen E.T., bro?
Yeah, come on,
Oh,
man.
okay, dog.
Yeah,
I was about
With
to
new
come
say,
on.
eyes.
cuz.
With new
Oh,
eyes.
yeah.
I watched it yesterday with new eyes.
Yeah.
Just to see it with new eyes.
Yeah.
And the immediate thing I realized was the
What?
second the chick
What?
left the house, everybody got out the car, start walking up to the house. I'm going, if they said they were doing that in 1980,
See, I gotta rewatch the shit now.
See what I'm
I gotta
saying?
rewatch the shit now.
they rode into her house and like bugged it and everything.
Oh shit!
Right?
Okay,
So and they
okay.
show this. The people get out the car and walk up to the house and go to bug the house. I'm going, if they were telling us this in 1982, that means they've been doing this shit, right? And we know that from Watergate too.
Yeah.
They were tapping phones.
Yeah.
So we know they've
Yeah.
been listening forever.
Well, this is the
You
whole
know?
thing. Like if you really study, like we were talking about, like everything is a study, and you have to really study everything. So etymology,
Right.
Think about it. Where do the movies come from? They come from Hollywood.
Right.
All right.
What's
so
the holly tree, right?
Yeah, the holly tree. So back when the Druids, before the Romans executed these motherfuckers because they had so much fucking power and they didn't write anything down. They just spoke in words, but they had so much spiritual power. One of the things they used to do is they used to take a holly tree and make a wand out of it. This is where we get the whole idea
Hogwarts
of
and
Hogwarts.
all that stuff, right?
Harry Potter,
Potter.
using a wizard using a wand. This is the Druids. Like they tell you these, like we were
Did
talking.
Jesus have a wand?
Yeah. If you look really back, like there's
Jesus-
pictures.
that's what I'm
of,
saying. Jesus had a wand, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe that, yeah.
Absolutely.
I
he
believe
did.
that.
Absolutely, he did. You know, and if you that's
I was just making sure because I was like, you might know.
yeah. Nah, you could definitely right.
Because I wasn't sure.
Yeah. No, you were right. You're right. There's plenty of depictions of art that's being placed in where Jesus did have a wand. Right. But that's why they call it Hollywood. Everything,
Right.
like you really got to study shit.
That's where they steal everything from. They just steal everything from it all.
Yeah.
They made Hollywood evil when it was really, like I said, it was a wand, and it was like it was about moving energies and understanding energies and vibrations and power and all that shit. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it makes sense. I
And it's the same
remember
thing.
hearing some shit about that, and that's why I was like, yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, you really study. But you gotta study it all. Think about Nostradamus, right? Everybody is.
I read a lot of his shit too.
Okay, Nostradamus could depict history, but how did he depict history and depict in the times we live in now? He used to sit there and look through an obsidian obsidian stone. My bad. Right, which is an all black crystal.
How do we know it wasn't a phone?
True. Yeah. True. You're right.
Our phones are crystals.
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
glass
you're
and
right.
crystal.
Right. But like that's the thing. Like that's why a TV. Hey, what do you got in the TV? It's a black screen when you turn it off.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's
why that
symbology.
That's why that series.
Everything.
That's why that series was called Black Mirror.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Bomb droppers.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Crazy.
I knew that would get him.
Black man.
Right?
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
That's what it
You're
is.
right. That's exactly what it is.
It's a portal into your room.
Yeah.
Into
it
your
really
house.
is.
It's a portal into your
really
house.
is.
Yeah. We have portals just sitting in our fucking houses. Crazy.
You study like Hispanic culture, they have, or what I should say, the Aztecs, one of the greatest civilizations to ever
Shout
live.
out.
Yes, sir. So you can relate to this, and there's plenty of different ancient Aztec areas where you see it's just a fucking stone where it used to be a village. But what do they tell you when you really study it, and you see a cutout of a doorway?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then you talk to the Aztec people who are still there who didn't decide to leave and conform. And they're like, yeah, our ancestors talk about how somebody used to be able to walk through this way. Right? Like this was a portal.
That was an open portal when the earth was chill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And those
When
por-
Atlantis was happening.
Yeah. And those portals could still be breaking in through, but everything is symbology. That's why you have a doorway. So when you walk into anybody's house, you have a door.
Right.
Right? Like
Welcome to my domain.
Right. Yeah.
Just portaled in. Portaled in.
Yeah.
Bomb droppers.
Yeah, they say doorways are portals.
They are.
Yeah, doorways are
They
portals.
are. They are.
That's crazy. I've heard that a couple times. So that's why I said then that's another connection. You know, the way to look at it, that they're all just portals of shit just coming at us.
Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
going in or going out and all that shit with doors and stuff. Because that's the thing.
Now I'm gonna look at every
No,
fucking
but
door when
it's
I
in
walk
every
in, like,
fucking movie we've ever
shit.
seen, though. Think about it.
Yeah.
And look
Every
at it.
fucking movie we've ever seen, basically.
They do put,
open doors and it goes to some weird shit, and then they got to find their way back. Or sometimes, you know what I mean? It's like they
and
get
they
sucked
put little,
in or whatever.
They put little keys in.
Or they open the
into it
door
for you.
and they appear.
Right. And be in space.
Like,
right,
oh,
right.
shit.
It's in all our shit.
Yeah, it really is.
They were telling us
See
doors
the
were portals
sun
the whole
and shit.
fucking time.
Watch any movie that has
Any movie.
Wow.
any movie that has to do with it, and they tell you this shit in fairy tales and folklore, right? They want you to believe that it's a fairy tale. Study any fairy tale or any Hollywood movie
Right.
that has a vampire involved.
Right.
Right? What's the one thing that the demon or the vampire does when he comes knocking on your door and you answer it? He asks
has
you
to be invited.
You have to invite him in for him to step in.
Right.
Right? Otherwise he can't come in.
Right. I always tell people this too. Go. Go. Get them.
Yeah. That's the key. And but if I could distract you and I can get you involved in all this and you don't even know you inviting all these motherfuckers in.
Right.
You have no idea. You know, just like you said, the portal, the doorway's right there. And you go ahead. Go ahead.
Bomb droppers.
You don't even know you inviting them in.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's true. That's true.
They
That's
tell
why
you.
they say
Yeah.
don't let everybody into your house type of shit.
Yeah.
And they come to your
Because you
TV
don't know who.
too. They come to your TV
But that's what I'm
too.
saying, right?
Right.
That's what started this conversation.
Right.
All the portals.
right.
Yeah.
Now it's
Right.
doors. Holy
Yeah.
fuck! Like we don't think about it that
like,
way.
what
You're
you
right.
Listening
Right.
to, man.
Right. Yeah.
You watch
What you watch?
I don't think about it that
crazy.
way.
Yeah,
Nice.
and you distracted. You so involved in it. You like, Stranger Things, right? You everybody watching that show, so involved in
I
it.
couldn't
don't
get in
realize.
the fourth season.
Yeah,
I
that was
barely
some
watched the
bullshit.
third, and I
That was
couldn't
some
even.
bullshit.
I watched like the first episode, and I just was like, I don't know if I'm still into this.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah,
And so I was
going by
like,
the
so I
fourth.
got out
Yep, I
at
was just
first
like,
one.
fuck it. I'll let the third.
So I
one
didn't
be
even
the
see
end.
the fourth one.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
don't like
just like,
series. So.
yeah.
Oh,
There you
for
go.
real?
You're not
Yeah.
a serious man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're one of those. I know a few of those.
Yeah. I don't
It's just like they're like, give me a
series, man.
movie, man. I don't want to watch no series. I'm like, man, the series are the best.
If I watch a series, it gotta be
it's a good story. It's just in
it gotta
parts.
be a good story, and it has
They're all good
a lot
stories.
of episodes. Don't just have fucking one
he's
season.
like, don't give me 6 episodes.
get me
you
into
fuck.
this shit, and now I gotta wait. Nah.
Hey, I'm with you. Let's
Have a
let's
story,
protest.
bro.
And
6
have your
episodes
shit.
is not a series. Okay, how dare you, folks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare you let them do you
don't
like
put
that?
out. Don't put out no damn 6
We used to
episodes.
get
talking about
24
one
episodes a season. Come on.
man. And then the 6 be fire. You like, damn.
You know why
I
this-
want to see more.
Right.
You know why this is happening?
Nah.
They chose 6 because that's the best AI could do. After that, it just gets a little
It
weird.
just gets a little weird. Yeah. Yep.
Oh shit.
I'm picky with anything I watch. Like
It's true.
hate that-
I don't
oh,
watch a lot of
man.
horror no more. I don't watch a lot of craziness.
Bro, like
I'm watching a lot of thrillers. I'm watching a lot of comedy. I'm watching a lot. you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
I'm into some. Yeah, like
After
if somebody
medicine.
wants to watch it, I'll watch it with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, but I'm not seeking. I'm not trying to watch Carrie. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to watch all this shit. I'm like, no, I don't want all that negative energy.
Yeah.
Because you're right. That's energy you're bringing into your home at that point. You know?
Right. And I'm
So-
just picky with it. Like I can't just sit back and watch Tubi. I'll go out there and make a goddamn video myself. What the fuck is we doing, bro?
Nice. I like it.
What is
Team
we doing,
Tubi.
dog?
Team
If
Tubi,
I'm
what's
al-
going on?
I've already done wasted enough
I'll be the
time in
ref.
my life.
I'll be the ref.
Right? I'm already done.
Tubi.
I'd rather sit there and listen to music. So if I'm gonna sit down and watch something,
It's got to be good.
motherfucker, you better put Keanu Reeves. You better put somebody who really
You like the
deserves.
John Wicks?
Yeah. I'm not.
I feel you.
The fuck
See, I
you
like
doing?
Tubi got
This is
some
some
movies,
Lifetime
though.
bullshit. Nah, this some Lifetime
Yeah,
bullshit.
some of
bro.
them, yes. I
Some
agree.
Lifetime. Me and you
I
could make a
agree.
movie right now.
Yes, we can.
And it's crazy that people would be distracted by
We
it.
can.
That people will really.
We can.
I fuss.
They get into it, man. They get into it.
Oh, bro, I fuss with her all the
I
time
don't
because she be
like
like,
Tubi.
babe, just
Yo,
watch a
she
movie
don't
with
like
me.
this shit.
Babe, just watch a movie with
Not
me. And then
Tubi
you
fan?
go, nah, you.
You're not a Tubi fan?
Nah, I'm not a. Yeah, no.
I'm not a fan, but I'm just saying.
sounding like
that's
one
what
right
I
now.
watch. You know what I
You
mean?
sound like right.
Like that's
Right,
what I.
right.
That's what I go to. You know what I mean?
That's
bro.
your jam.
Yeah,
I got you.
Bro,
that's what I
it's-
go to.
Hey, that's okay. Somebody's got to watch
Yeah,
it.
If I wanna watch a movie,
Somebody's got to watch
Yeah.
it.
But I don't just
guess.
watch any old.
I get you. I'm just not a Tubi fan.
But there's nothing on Tubi, dog.
Like I'll go to Tubi
What was?
and I'll go like 5-10
soap
in,
operas and shit. No,
and then I'm like, nah,
Hold
I'm
up.
out.
you gotta have a good title. If the title good, you know what I'm saying. If it catch me, I give it a play. I give it a chance.
Bro, I could watch Godfather. I could watch
I don't watch
The
every-
Sopranos. I could go watch
Yeah,
Scarface
I got studying.
1,000 times before.
yeah.
If I'm gonna waste my time in front of a screen to watch something, shit, I could watch that 10 times over and be satisfied. I don't need to see no shit on Tubi that I could be doing. The fuck am I wasting my time?
I mean, that's
for,
like
bro?
It's hilarious. I like going on there and just looking at these titles. These titles
And
are
just geeking at
amazing.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Some of the shippies.
Yeah, it's the wild shit. You're like, what
Some
is
movies
going
be
on in
good,
this
man.
movie? You're like, what the fuck?
He over here
some
fight.
movies
He
good.
Are you
over here
even-
fighting
Nah,
for
nah.
Tubi, y'all.
I don't
synopsis?
even. That's what I'm saying. I
You
don't
read
even
the
watch
synopsis?
TV like that. I don't watch TV like
But
that.
Yeah, I
watches-
don't either.
But when I watch it,
That's
what I watch.
And see, and that's my point. I don't watch TV like that. So if I'm
At
gonna
all.
take my time to watch TV, I'd rather watch a movie I done
I
seen
feel what you're
1,000
saying.
times
I feel what you're saying.
over watching something.
Yeah, I feel. What
And
you're
there's a
saying.
1,000 other movies I haven't seen that are really worth watching. That got
Right.
people who really took this shit seriously. What the fuck am I putting that shit on for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I could be putting on that. I don't know. That's
Different perspectives.
It's a pep. Yeah,
That's what I
it's-
said, different perspectives.
And it'd be a
Yeah.
pet
He
peeve
watches
to
it
me.
for entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
that's
throw
his
something
entertainment.
on.
He gets to laugh
Right.
at the shit
You know,
and how fucking
yeah.
critical
Some
crazy
shit be
this
crazy.
movie is.
Some
You're like,
shit be
you're like,
good,
really?
man.
You gonna do your baby mama like that?
Right.
Nah,
Right.
nah. Hey, I'm telling you, hey, some gonna be some good ass movies in there.
You gotta send me something.
No, don't
Send
kill
me
your
something
wife,
because
bro. You're like,
help me,
For
help
real.
you fight the battle. You fighting. Hey, all the women out there,
Tubi.
What?
right there with you when you need Tubi on. You need distraction.
Man, stop
This man
playing.
watching with you, dog.
Man, stop playing. You know what I say? I don't watch TV
Right,
like
right,
that,
right,
bruh.
Tubi is his
I
TV.
don't watch TV like that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
other days of the week, bruh, I don't watch TV.
That's what I'm saying, it's your entertainment.
If I'm at my girl house,
Yeah.
that's the only time I watch TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your entertainment. That's
And my
cool,
shit,
man.
I'm doing me. I'm on the internet. I'm researching shit. You know what I mean? I'm not watching TV like that.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
That's
right
the
there
only
with you.
fucking time.
I sell
bruh.
TVs for a living,
I feel you.
and I don't
You know
even
what I'm
watch
saying? You may
TV
feel
like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
And I got the best TVs money could ever buy. But that's my point. It'd be just a pet
Facts.
peeve for me.
Well, it's not your thing. It's like me with like
Yeah, TVs ain't.
me with fucking what's it called?
I outgrew that shit.
Oh shit.
I can watch my phone.
Can't even think right now.
Right.
I think something's
You
happening.
know what I mean? I can
Something's
watch
happening.
it on my phone.
Just kidding.
Yeah, right. It's hitting now, dog.
Oh, it took a little while.
Yeah, good shit.
Shit.
Good shit.
Here we go.
Shit, my
Good
shit
shit.
been kicked in.
I know. Mine too, bro.
We need to start wrapping this thing up.
Yeah.
Had another good time.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad you did. I'm glad y'all was able to get
Yeah.
out, me out here, do some positive.
Did we,
Yeah. Put some good light out there.
Did we do our job? Did we,
Did we do our
I just
job?
hope I did my job.
Of course, man.
You know
Come
what I
on,
mean?
man.
I hope I fed y'all some information.
You know what I'm
was wanting.
saying?
Yeah.
Some shit you can hold on to.
Well, here's the thing. If it doesn't click today, it's gonna click soon.
It's gonna click soon,
Right.
right? And like you said, the shit goes so deep we could go on and on.
Yeah.
That's you
Yeah.
know, and maybe that's what we need. We need an episode where I sit down and I'm playing that shit out. What we gonna talk about?
There you go.
Because maybe that's what the people
Maybe you'd
want.
get a little class.
You know what I mean?
Right. Do we all get a class that
Right.
day? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
He's been asking for
Yeah.
it. You know,
I'm
what I
into
mean?
it. I'm into it. We'll
yeah.
try one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Break down your birth chart.
There you
Yeah.
go.
You know what
Birth
I mean?
chart. That's what I want.
We'll have to do that next time. Yeah.
That's what I want.
There we go. See? That's how we
See what
plan
I'm
the
saying?
future in the moment.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Put it together.
Right. It was good shit. Good shit.
Future episode, folks.
Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Expose everything.
That's it.
I'll get the pictures from mine too, and that way we both have it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you could
I've
do
got
his.
my birth chart
You can do
down.
his live
Yeah.
that way. You know, that way we can see how that works.
If you see my birth chart, you'd be like, "Damn, now I know why he's
Now
so
I get
tapped
it.
in. Now I know why he's so tapped in and emotionally invested in this."
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. See, that's it. We'll reveal them all at that point. You know what I mean?
Right.
We'll reveal some aspects of all of
Right.
them. That way,
Yeah.
we can all see how it. You know what I mean? How
Yeah.
this is how unique everybody is. Come on, people.
Yep.
Stop it.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I said we're here for a purpose. This is all going down for a purpose. Here's the thing. I've been saying this in my head probably for 15, 20 years. There has to be more than this.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it's
That's-
just something that always just kind of ran in the back there. Like,
Yeah.
it's got to be more than
Gotta
this.
be
Like,
more.
you know, and that's why, like, as everything would happen in my life and things would happen, I just would go, let's just get through this. And there's got to be more than this. Like, this can't be it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
next thing, you know,
Yeah.
shit, let's deal with
Yeah.
this. Damn, this can't be it. You know what I mean? But then, like I said, you get to a point now where you go, okay, it had to happen the way it had to happen.
Right.
In order for me to have the thoughts that I'm having now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It pushed me into this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that you chose this path,
Right.
Because your soul need to experience these things.
Right, correct.
You know what I mean? As a piece of the Creator, you needed to go through this to learn
This is my part to learn, to
how to
bring
make your
to the
creation
collective.
more
Right.
perfect,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
And exactly. So whatever you're uploading all your data, you're uploading all your data.
Right.
I'm uploading all my data, and collectively we're just learning everything.
That way, one day we
Yeah.
can make it's the whole.
We
point
get our
of-
memories back.
You ever heard of the egg theory?
Putting the egg back together.
No. So the egg
Egg theory.
egg theory, right? That's the same. I promise you, I'll send you the link tonight.
Here we go.
So this is some Gnostic shit. That's what they believed in. It's the egg theory.
We'll finish on this.
Yeah. It's the fact that one collective consciousness created everything to break and then wanted to experience what they created, so it broke it down. You know what I mean? But until you figure, and you just bringing it back up to source to make, because you are God, right? Collectively, we are all one God.
Fractals, right?
Right? So we're trying to make the perfect creation. So we experience this ourselves, and we bring it back up to source. And for those who don't figure it out, they back again as another playable character.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Until the egg is whole.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until that egg is whole and everything is perfect creation.
Somebody the other day in the podcast said you can't create unscrambling an egg isn't impossible, but there's not many who can do it. Mm-hmm. Possibly only one. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so right.
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? So I'm with you on
yeah,
that. Someone said that the other day. That's what clicked in my mind when you said the egg thing.
Yeah. The egg theory. I'll send it both to you. It's
nice.
like a simple click. It's like 5 minutes. You watch it and you're gonna be like, damn.
Right.
Especially you. You're gonna be like, damn.
And the Gnostic stuff, a lot of that's basically what we're talking about in the whole idea of energy and vibration, and that's all Gnostic type stuff.
Like I said, study etymology. What does Gnosticism mean?
Right.
Theology. What is theology? Every religion studies theology.
Right.
But if you study etymology, where does theo come from? Theo is God. Is a Greek word for God.
Right.
Ology is the study. So study of God.
Right.
But yet Gnostics, who the Roman Empire, that major religion, wiped out. Gnosticism or Gnostic is the Greek word for knowing.
Right.
And then also the double coin is this why somebody who doesn't believe in God, what are they called? Agnostic. Because they want to put a bad negative to that word.
That makes sense.
So
that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Bomb droppers.
It's yeah, you really got to study it all. You got to. Because then everything wraps up makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I got it. Did you get it?
Hope so. All right.
But yeah, with that,
yes, sir.
Awkward Intelligence. I'm Intox along with
BDot, baby.
And Constantine once again.
Sir.
Amazing show. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Appreciate it.
Awkward Intelligence.
Just smoking vibe.
This is Awkward Intelligence.
Just smoking vibe.
Awkward Intelligence.